Hey, maybe I'm the only one talking about it, but I am very concerned with where the Lions are with their defensive tackles right now.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Matt Derry with you. It is a Friday edition of Locked On Lions right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team indeed every single day. Today is Friday, July 18th into Saturday, July 19th. Folks, the Detroit Lions veterans report to training camp tomorrow. Everybody's got to be in the building at 222 Rodwood Drive, the Meyer Performance Center tomorrow for the first day of practice on the 20th, which is Sunday. First open practice to the fans, of course, will be a week from tomorrow on the 26th. Training camp in full bore here. What are we, less than 2 weeks away from the Hall of Fame game? We got a live football game 2 weeks from yesterday. Now, I know it's a Hall of Fame game. I know it's the first exhibition game or preseason game. I know nobody important's really going to play, most likely, but football's in the air. And the rookies have reported. Tate Ratledge is in, thank goodness. Much to talk about right here on Locked On Lions on this Friday edition. Again, great to be with you. Thanks to all of our everyday listeners who are out there. We have a call of the day from one of our everydayers today. Shout out to one of our everydayers. If you don't know Megan Brown of Purple Squirrel Advisors, if there's anybody out there that knows Megan, tell Megan she can't miss the shout out that I'm giving her right now. What an absolute legend. She loves her Lions. She is downright insane at times about sports. Megan Brown, shout out to you, one of our everyday listeners. Thanks for making us your first listen. Checking us out wherever you get your podcasts, and that includes on our Locked On Lions YouTube channel. All right, defensive line issues. We got guys on the PUP list. We got guys missing time, regular season games already, as the Lions have announced that. We will get into that coming up momentarily. Tate Ratledge, Lions second-round pick, officially assigned his contract. No holdout, no BS. He's out there with his teammates. Got a little training camp preview for you. A couple of things that I think I want to keep my eye on at training camp. One of them includes a player that I think is going to have a monster training camp on the offensive side. And a call of the day, if you want to be our call of the day, just go to www.speakpipe.com/Dairy podcast page, speakpipe.com/Dairy podcast page. Leave us a voicemail, keep it clean, and we might play it on the show. If you've missed the last couple of days, Locked On Top 100 is out. Listen to it, find it on YouTube. Peter Bukowski, host of Locked On Packers, is the host of it. Lions had 6 players that made the Locked On Top 100. And if I could find the beautiful overlay, there you go. For those of you watching on the YouTube channel, Penei Sewell, number 13, Aiden Hutchinson, number 30, Amon-Ra St. Brown, number 32, Jahmyr Gibbs, number 37, Kirby Joseph, number 45, and Jared Goff, number 82. By the way, Instagram, Locked On Lions Instagram. Go on there, like the page, follow the page, do what you got to do for those of you that are a big Instagram people. All right. So the news came out yesterday that the Lions announced that Levi Onwuzurike is going to start training camp on the reserve PUP list. What the reserve PUP list means is that a player will not practice during training camp and is ineligible to play the first 4 games of the season. This opens up an extra roster spot for somebody else. But so the Lions are going to be without Alim McNeill, their best interior defensive lineman, likely until November 1st, at least, as he comes off of a torn ACL. Now, Levi Onwuzurike, who many people were stunned, agreed to come back on a 1-year, $4 million deal. He's already missing the first 4 games. What is going on? There has been no announcements yet from the Lions. Dan Campbell will likely speak tomorrow and answer the question about what's happening with Levi, who had a very good year last year and for once was actually healthy and played in a bevy of football games. As we all know, Levi Onwuzurike has had back problems dating back to his time at the University of Washington. Lions took a flyer on him. He's had a nice career with the team. Contract was up at the end of the year. I thought he was gone. He ends up coming back late in free agency on a 1-year deal. But this is not good. This is not good at all. We're already talking about Alim. The top 3 interior defensive linemen on this team are Alim McNeill, DJ Reader, and Levi Onwuzurike. You have to stop the run. You've got to get interior pressure on the quarterback as well in the passing game. And now Alim McNeill, who's easily, after Aiden Hutchinson, the best defensive lineman on this team, is coming back from a torn ACL. You're not going to have him until November. And now we're not going to have Levi Onwuzurike until October. I'm concerned. Massively concerned. You look at the Lions defensive line room right now, and we see Reader, Roy Lopez, Broderick Martin, Patrick O'Connor, Tyleik Williams, the team's first-round pick, and now we might know why the Lions took a defensive tackle at 25. Mekhi Wingo, also coming back from injury. Miles Adams, who played sparingly last year, coming over from the Seahawks. And Chris Smith, the former Cranbrook, Kingswood High School, and Notre Dame star. Those are your interior defensive linemen right now. Now, Josh Paschal is a guy that can swing to the inside on occasion, more of an edge rusher, but in this instance, Paschal's going to need somebody. It's going to be somebody that needs to step up. He has been placed on the non-football injury list, so he will not start training camp healthy. Also, the active, physically unable to perform list, which will include Alim McNeill, also includes Mekhi Wingo, who got hurt at the end of last year, and he's not ready for training camp. So this puts a lot of pressure, at least at the start of camp, on guys like Roy Lopez and Tyleik Williams. Roy Lopez was a bit player in Arizona, got a lot of energy, happy to be here, good backup. But if he has to play a lot of snaps, not good. Tyleik Williams is going to be massively important. And he's not 100% healthy either. He didn't participate in a lot of the OTAs. They were holding him out. So count me in as somebody that doesn't like this at all. And again, I've got to get on Lions Wire and Pride of Detroit and all the websites and Justin Rogers at Detroit Football Network and The Athletic and Free Press and News and everything else. I got to do more reading. But I'm not hearing the kind of concern. I'm not seeing the buzz on social media. My phone's not blowing up. It should be. You've got to be able to win at the point of attack. That's where the Lions have been so good the last 3 years, right? They've been so good along the offensive and defensive lines, right in the middle, right on the ball with Frank Ragnow, on the ball on defense with guys like McNeill and Onwuzurike and Reader. And now all you got is Reader of the returning players. You have a rookie in Tyleik Williams. You got a guy in Roy Lopez. Mekhi Wingo, not healthy yet. And I like Wingo. I like what I saw last year before he got hurt. But when will he be ready for the start of the season? So it's concerning. Meantime, can I do something crazy here real fast? Speaking of defensive tackles, no, there's no bigger Ndamukong Suh fan than me. But why isn't Ndamukong Suh going on podcasts and saying that he should have made more money than Matthew Stafford? Like, you're still jealous of Stafford after all these years. The worst kept secret in Allen Park years ago was Suh and Stafford. And Ndamukong Suh never, ever fully embraced Matthew Stafford because he was always jealous of him. Always. Now, that was never talked about that much. Stafford liked Suh, had no issue with him. I don't think they hung out a lot as friends, but Stafford wanted Suh to stay. When the Lions botched the contract negotiations and Suh ended up down in Miami with Stephen Ross, no relation to Rick Ross or Bobby Ross. Stafford didn't like that. He wasn't happy about losing Suh. And the loss of Suh after 2014, the defense never got where it was back then. But Ndamukong's going on podcasts now talking about how he should have been paid more than Matthew Stafford the first time with the rookie deal and then the second time with the, oh my God. Come on, Damo. Couple more for Damo. I mean, come on, man. Don't do that. Quarterbacks are always paid the highest, man. He's a great football player. All right, I'm concerned about the interior of the defensive line. And losing Levi Onwuzurike for the next, at least the first 4 weeks of the season, sucks. He had a really good year last year, but maybe this is why he got a 1-year, $4 million deal. The injury has not been disclosed yet. I'm doing some other research on what's going on with him, and I'll hopefully have some answers next week when we're back on. All right, coming up next, latest on Tate Ratledge. He's in camp, thank goodness, right here on Locked On Lions. But first, folks, Locked On Lions today brought to you by our friends at Monarch Money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending all in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. All right. If you share finances with someone, don't you want a one-stop shop where everything is right there? Monarch can help you stay on the same page. It is quick and easy. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNFL for half off your first year. I'm Matt Derry back with you. It is a Friday edition of Locked On Lions. We are back to 5 days a week doing shows. Lions players will have their first training camp practice coming up on Sunday. How about that? So exciting. Can't wait. This should be great. The team's going to be really, really good. Despite my issues with the defensive line and my worries about the interior of that defensive line, there's still a lot of depth there. I think the team is going to be very, very good. We've talked about it the last few days. Tate Ratledge, Lions rookie, right guard / center, second round pick, 57th overall. The team officially announced today that he has agreed to terms on his rookie contract. We had the stalemate that was going on for the last couple of weeks where all of the second round picks outside of the first two picks, 32 and 33, were all signed, or those two were signed. Everybody else was unsigned because the first two picks in the second round, including the Higgins kid from Houston, all got guaranteed money. Then Albert Harris of the Niners signed a contract that did not guarantee all the money, and then the dominoes started falling. According to Dave Burkett of the Free Press, Tate Ratledge's rookie contract includes 66% of his money guaranteed in year 3. So the kid, Ozzie Trapillo of the Bears, who was taken 56th overall, a pick in front of Ratledge, 72% of his third year was guaranteed. So no, the Lions did not need to guarantee the entire contract for Tate Ratledge, which I thought the Lions should do because I just want them in camp. But regardless, they've got the deal done. Fans don't care about the money. The bottom line is this. Tate Ratledge will be in camp, is there right now in Allen Park, can take part in workouts today, workouts tomorrow, and be out on the field with the rookies and start working closely with Hank Fraley. You know, I think this kid's got a chance to be a big-time center in this league. Replacing Frank Ragnow is going to be very, very difficult. We know this. Frank Ragnow, outside of Creed Humphrey, the Chiefs' best center in football. And he's retired. But while they've got Graham Glasgow, who can be a nice little sub and pinch hitter and maybe start the season as a team center, the Lions drafted Tate Ratledge for a reason. They think he can be the center sooner rather than later and really handle the position well. And so if he was going to miss any kind of extended time, that would have been a major problem. So to get Ratledge in, he gets some money guaranteed in the 3rd year. He's here for the next 4 or 5 years. I love this kid. I love his mean streak. I love his size. Again, he's never played center before. All right. Snapping a football at any level is difficult. Calling out the defensive formations and what's going on across the way and getting everybody set and quarterbacking that offensive line. Hey, left guard, we're going to slide this way. Hey, right guard, we're going to slide this way. Protections. All right. Difficult to do. Something Ragnow was insanely incredible at. But I think Tate Ratledge is going to be really good, and he's going to be the most important rookie of this class. It's not even close. Now, with the injury to Onwuzurike, and with McNeill being out, and Wingo on PUP, and Pascal on NFI, yes, Tyreek Williams is going to play a big role. But for this offense and how they want to go and how they want to score a lot of points and do what they do and be the top offense in the league like they were a year ago, they're going to need Tate Ratledge either at right guard or center to be really good. But at least we know this. He signed and the contract's done. And now every rookie is there. And that is a good thing. All right. As far as training camp goes and a preview of training camp, here's the biggest thing for me that I see that I would want to see if I'm going to training camp, if I'm a member of the media, whatever. Number one, the Lions are not going to break out all of their formations, trick plays, looks in training camp on offense. All right. They're going to save all of these things for games in the regular season. But the one thing that I do think I'd like to see, and I think is going to happen, is I think Jameson Williams is going to have a monster training camp. I think this is a kid that, because of his skill set, because of his size, maturing into his body even more now, entering his 4th year, I just see a scenario where in this camp, he torches some of the Lions cornerbacks. Now, I think DJ Reed is the best corner the Lions have had in a while. That'll be fun to watch those guys go at it. But I think there's going to be scenarios throughout camp where we're going to hear about how big of a play, how big plays are being made by Jameson Williams. I think he is going to be phenomenal during training camp. That's number one. Number two, we got to look at the offensive line again, the interior of the offensive line. I sound like a broken record for all our everydayers out there, but it's true. What are the substitution patterns going to look like? What are the lineups going to look like when they line up on Sunday and put their 7-on-7 or 11-on-11 against against the defense? What's it look like? Do they start with Decker, Mahogany, Glasgow, Ratledge, Sewell? Is that the rundown left to right? Or is Ratledge at center? Is Glasgow going back to right guard where he had more success than he did a year ago playing left guard? Is Christian Mahogany the left guard through and through no matter what? What about Giovanni Manu? All right. Is this a kid that plugs in some days as a starter? And does he play some tackle as a backup and some starter as a guard? What's that looking like? All right. Miles Frazier, we just mentioned before. Let me make sure I did mention it. Miles Frazier is starting off on the PUP list. So is Taylor Decker, by the way. We'll find out what these injuries are, but Decker, Frazier, McNeill, Wingo, Rodriguez, Malcolm Rodriguez, and Khalil Dorsey, who also tore his ACL, are all starting off on PUP. They can be taken off of the physically unable to perform list at any point during training camp. So with Decker out, that likely means a guy like Manu or Skipper is at left tackle. But I'm interested in seeing how much they incorporate Gio Manu at guard to start training camp. And could he compete for a starting spot? Number 3 in training camp, simple one. Is Alex Anzalone going to be there? Is the Gaines Media poster boy, the flowing blonde locks, is he upset about his contract so much that he's going to actually not show up, or will he be out there? Simple question. I have a feeling he'll be there on the field on Sunday. Ennis Rakestraw is somebody I'm interested in seeing during training camp. Does he pick things up faster? Is he healthy? That's been the biggest knock on him going back to his days at Missouri. He's just not healthy enough. He misses too many games. He missed a lot of time last year. But as a second-year player, after Reed, Terrion Arnold, and Meek Robertson, who steps up and is next in terms of in that cornerback room to get an opportunity to play. Right? I mean, Rakestraw is kind of the next guy up. Rocky Sin is a guy they signed in free agency. I was never a fan of his, going back to when he was in Indianapolis and he was a bust there, or when he played in San Francisco. Khalil Dorsey is not healthy yet. Avonte Maddox, we believe, will be more of a safety than a corner. That puts some pressure on a guy like Ennis Rakestraw to have a big camp and have some confidence to when he gets into games he can play. And look, the Lions spent a second-round pick on him after they spent a first-round pick on another cornerback. So what will that look like? Certainly time will tell. That's for sure. All right, call of the day coming up next. We always love to hear from you, the listeners. And we've been doing we've gotten a ton of people calling in, which we appreciate. So we will do the call of the day coming up next right here on Locked On Lions. Hey, but we've been telling you about the Locked On NFL Top 100, and it is here, voted on by the NFL hosts of the Locked On Podcast Network. That includes me. Our Top 100 is formed by experts that cover the teams and players every day. Find the full list on Locked On Sports Today on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't miss my reaction from Wednesday and Thursday right here at where all the Lions players landed. I told you. I thought Sam Laporta and Brian Branch should have been on the list. Reaction show Wednesday and Thursday. We did that earlier in the week, right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. All right, if you want to be our call of the day, you can be by going to www.speakpipe.com/dairy podcast page. Today, Jacob checking in. He is our call of the day. Let us take a listen.
Hi, Matt. Jacob checking in from Lansing. Everydayer, love the show. I've had this question proposed to me a few different times, and I've kind of heard it floated around on different sports podcasts and sports shows. But the question is, and I'm curious how you would answer it, question is, would you take a Lions Super Bowl guaranteed this year if it meant that you knew the Lions would not win a Super Bowl for the next 10 years? I personally would not. I enjoy watching the Lions every Sunday, Monday, whatever it is. So I guess knowing the outcome for me would kind of ruin that experience, even though a Super Bowl this year would be amazing. But for me, I guess I just love the experience on Sundays. So just curious what you would do in this hypothetical. Keep up the good work, Matt. Love the show. Look forward to hearing from you.
All right. Thank you, Jacob. That is our call of the day today. This sounds like a Carson Anderson summer topic, doesn't it? Would you take knowing that the Lions were going to win the Super Bowl this year, but then for the next 10 years, they weren't going to win it? Would you take the next 10 years? Would you take it or not? I guess is the Jacob's question. I would. I would. Yes, for the next 10 years, the Lions wouldn't win it, but you could still watch the games and wonder how it ends. All right. But any chance that you could get that somebody could say to you, you're going to get a Super Bowl ring, you're going to get a championship, you're going to hoist the Vince Lombardi trophy, it will make its way down Woodward Avenue. You take it. I get what Jacob's saying. For the next 10 years, from 2026 on, the 2026 season on, you would know that you're not winning it. Yes, Jacob enjoys watching and understanding that you don't know the outcomes, I guess. But this town has waited forever for a Super Bowl. 1957 was a long time ago. Super Bowl didn't even exist then. It was just an NFL championship. Bobby Lane, Joe Schmidt, all of that. We hear all the stories. But no, I'm taking a Super Bowl title right here, right now, regardless of what I get down the road. And yet you could still watch down the road. You just know that at the end of the rainbow, it ends before you collect that pot of gold, I guess you could say. Doesn't mean that they would suck for the next 10 years. It just means that they would lose in the playoffs at some point, right? You'd be guaranteed them not going. But this town is starving for a championship, for this team to actually win it all. I would do the same thing for my Cleveland Guardians. You guys know what a big Indians/Guardians fan I am. And all I've wanted my whole life, I'm 52 years old, is a championship, is one ring with my baseball team. It's my favorite team. It's not even close. It's my number one. It's my number two. Tonight's Friday night. I'm home with my wife. I'm going to be in front of the Guardians and A's game because we haven't had baseball for a week. I'm ready. So I would take that. And for you Lions fans, you've waited forever and you've had to see some of your rival teams like the Packers win multiple Super Bowls, like the Bears in 85. No, I would take the title this year. Could you imagine the kind of mob scene, the kind of scene it would be downtown and just in this state? I mean, people just love this football team. So, yes, Jacob, I would disagree with you. And I would say, yes, I would take a Super Bowl this year. You'd be celebrating that thing for multiple years afterwards, for sure. So, don't forget, again, Lions are on the practice field this Sunday for the first day of training camp. First open practice is the 26th. Congratulations to those of you that got tickets. There were thousands of people sitting on hold the other day, and only a handful of you got them, but should be a great time, great experience. They do training camp really well down in Allen Park. I know I had one of our call of the day candidates was talking about going down there, what it's like. It's great. It's absolutely great. They do a good job. The players are accommodating. The coaches are when it comes to signing autographs and everything else. So here we go. Training camp is underway. We will recap the first practice on Monday, and can't wait. So have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe. Thank you for making us your first listen right here on a Friday Locked Online.